I was sucking in the lab late one night when my balls beheld an eerie sight. From my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, we did the smash. We did the monster smash. The monster smash. It was a graveyard bash. It was a
mash.
The mash.
Wait, are you saying smash?
Yeah, the monster smash.
No, it's the monsters mash.
That's what I said.
Monsters smash.
Monsters mash.
They're not smashing, Jillian.
What do you think?
It's a mash.
Are you telling me the person who wrote that song didn't purposefully include all that sexual tension between the Wolfman and Dracula?
I didn't say there wasn't sexual tension. I'm saying they're mashing their genitals together.
Right, the monster smash.
I can understand the confusion here. It's like that one song, hold on, I'm gonna look this up. Song that sounds like I got a boner from a guy.
Oh, there's one my mom sings where she's like, something, 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 you're a dick with the glove. Instead of addicted to love.
Oh, I remember it is. Blinded by the light, revved up like a douche, I got a boner from a guy. That was it.
Or he's a dick with a glove.
Yeah. Which, friendly PSA, glove your dicks.
Yeah. You don't want to make any unnecessary buns in the oven.
No. And you figure, at least with gloves, hey, you use a heat glove to protect you from the oven. Use a latex glove to protect your partner's orifice from semen getting in there. And this way you have 5 different pockets with which the glove can catch the semen.
Right.
It's almost foolproof. And then when you're done, you just bag it up and you have, you can have like a water balloon
You
fight
can have
with it.
sex 5 times in a row and you come into each one of the fingers and you tie them off as you are going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you remember those videos where people used to do that thing with a latex glove where they'd like put it out of the open window and it would expand on the highway?
Yeah.
I saw a video where someone did that with a condom. And it expanded the entire length of the car without ripping.
Do you remember the trend where people do that on their heads? I think what they had to do was they would fill up a condom with a fuck ton of water. And if you put it on top of your head and you like let it go, the force of the water spilling out like makes the condom wrap around your head.
And then you asphyxiate and pass away.
And then all your friends are laughing as you're like...
It looks like a penis. Oh, I never did that. No, I never did anything like that with the latex gloves and shit.
Did you ever do the cinnamon challenge?
No.
Me neither.
I did the synonym challenge.
You don't need to flex like that.
Well, I'm pretty good with the vocab, if I do say so myself.
I don't know if this was ever a challenge, but I ate a raw clove of garlic one time.
You told us that when you were sick.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a flex. It's like whatever the opposite of a flex is.
No, it was horrible. It was like the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. Besides your dad's cock.
Which one? Like, that we have been raising them in the backyard. So like the fact that you would come into my parents' house, find one of my dad's cocks, have the audacity to stick it in your mouth.
Well,
when it's been running around all day in the dirt and mud.
Okay, but
you don't even come up to visit my parents' house, by the way, because you're afraid of bodies of water. Which I don't know why you don't scream every time you look in the mirror, because you're 98% water and a body.
I thought it was 70.
Not you, bitch. You're fucking waterlogged.
That's what my tits are full of. Just big
like jugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of someone with big jugs, I do have to point out, we were joking last time about Jabba the Hutt stripping in that fucking Star Wars burlesque parody. Turns out, if you watch our Instagram story, I saw 2 ads with the sexy Leia and fucking Jabba the Hutt, but he looked incredibly like Like he
looked
had
like-
spent like months of his life on meth dumpster diving and then like got a really bad nose job. He
It
looked
honestly
awful.
looked like it was created by an AI. Like, you know how AI art has that weird kind of look?
Yeah. It's like so close but not at all.
Right.
So if you want to go see the Star Wars burlesque show in LA and see a sexy Jabba the Slut, be our guest. I was really, really surprised by that reveal, but here we are. Oh, Jillian drew a little Jabba the Slut, and now he has
star
shaped
pasties
on
and a singular
fishnetted
tail, sexy heel.
with red bottoms.
Yeah, exactly.
With a red bottom
no
on.
Louboutins.
Speaking of which, maybe we should invest in some fishnets and pasties or something, because Jillian's friend and our patron Lindy suggested we go check out this bar called Bar Sinister in LA, which sounds, a little sinister. Sin-ister.
Right.
Sin-fist-her.
Zinfister. I hardly know her.
Apparently the way she described it is it's like a BDSM, like a bar that has like people being whipped casually in the background. So I go, okay, well maybe we'll make a night of it, because Jillian and I realize I have to be out of town the weekend of like Halloween weekend, if you will, because it's my dad's birthday or whatever.
God,
old
fucking
fart.
jerk.
And we're having some German relatives come over. It's going to be a sausage fest. It'll be a lot of fun. But it's like in the Bay Area, so I have to go up to the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. So I'm not, spoiler alert, I will not be dressing up as the Jersey Devil this year. Jillian still has plans to be sexy Mothman.
I have some events that I've been booked for that I'm contractually obligated to show up.
Some private shows. But look, this Bar Sinister place, we're like, okay, well, let's make the most of it and just maybe go out next weekend and do a little goth girl thing, because I guess you kind of have to dress up a little gothy. And
Exactly.
we're gonna maybe whip some guys with ball gags in their mouths and butts. I don't know.
I'm curious if we will be watching people have sex.
No fucking way that is what it is. I don't think it would be like, unless Lindy has the in on some actual underground club where people are just like openly fucking on a stage.
I hope she does. I want to see it. Don't you?
No.
Just watching people fuck.
Dude, I don't think I could
All
physically.
sweaty.
Stop. I think I might get physically ill seeing that. Like, I think witnessing that, being in the same room with that, I might get a little like weirded out, but
I always thought about that. Sometimes I see behind the scene videos of porn stars and stuff, and they're just hanging out or whatever. And then I think about what would have happened if I was a porn star, and would I be comfortable with people watching me have sex?
it's almost like impressive to be able to get over your fear and anxiety about that shit and to perform like that.
I know, because people already have stage fright. People have like Zoom camera anxiety.
Like, what if your dick don't work?
What if you fart when you come?
What if you queef and an explosion of semen bursts out of your vagina? Anything could happen.
You cry, Max.
Yeah, you fucking diarrhea all over the table. It's a setup where it's like, oh, he's a sexy doctor and you've been experiencing some stomach cramps, and all of a sudden,
He's like, I'm going to have to do an anal cavity search. And she's like, oh, okay.
dude, no joke though. I did listen to an episode of Trixie Mattel and Koch's The Bald and the Beautiful, and they had a porn star on there, and he was talking about how he wouldn't be able to eat really the morning before shooting a scene because then he would have to poop, and he couldn't have some guy effing him in the A with shit in there.
My God.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know.
I remember one of the big scandals of my high school was that
someone got shit in their dick.
Yes.
No, Jillian.
I'm not even kidding.
No,
So,
Jillian.
I'm serious.
What?
So it was this dude who he became infamous for breaking up with his girlfriend because they had anal and he got shit on his dick and he broke up with her for it.
Do people call him shit dick?
Probably. There was also a kid that shit in the parking lot because because he got mad at some other student for quote unquote stealing his girlfriend.
So he was trying to take a shit on the guy's car,
Oh my God.
but he missed and shit into the parking lot, and the security cameras caught him.
Okay, hold on. How do you miss? Did he get on the car? Like,
I
I
think
imagine
he-
him slipping on like
I-
his own shit,
Yeah,
falling
so-
off the car and continuing the shit on the
He
ground.
breaks like his collarbone and he continues shitting.
He's just covered in shit with a fucking broken back,
He's like,
writhing on the
I
ground.
showed you. No, so he was either like on the car and overestimated like the angle of his butthole to like the car hitting it, you know what I mean?
Classic mistake.
Or he was, next to the car and trying to like scoot his little
Oh, 100%.
butt
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
and then it just like
Right.
fell onto the ground. So, nevertheless, the security cameras caught him and he got expelled. And then his family made a,
No.
very random, generous donation, and he was readmitted.
No.
I'm not even kidding.
Dude, they should have pulled some shit like he has a condition. He just
can't stop
it's
shitting.
a compulsion, and for
He
you
goes-
to expel him.
He goes into a fugue state, and during this fugue state, needs to shit on either a car or concrete.
Sometimes
So-
a person. We tend to dissuade him from doing the latter, but alas, it is still an issue we're dealing with, and he is getting help. But for you to shame him,
Yeah, wait till we
For-
take this to the fucking news, you sick fucks.
this is going all the way to the
This
Supreme
is
Court.
called ableism.
Right. And to shame someone for their uncontrollable bowel movements.
Oh, girl.
I mean,
I have two other shit stories, actually.
here we go.
So my mom was a substitute teacher, and she would sub sometimes at that school. And she said one kid had to go.
Was this elementary school?
No, she was subbing at the high school too.
Oh my God.
So a kid had to shit so bad and just couldn't hold it. And he like ran out of the classroom, literally shitting his pants. And there was like shit coming out of his pants.
Okay, but logistically, how does that work? Like rolling out down through the legs of his pants?
Yeah, it was like
and on his
diarrhea.
shoes?
Yeah, it was like liquid fucking diarrhea just streaming down his fucking leg.
Like a waterfall.
As he was like, "Ah!" like running away.
I would run into the nearest fucking highway.
I would too.
I would.
Girl, there's no coming back from that because
No.
everybody knows. Everybody knows you as the shitter, the fucking squirt shitter that like leaked shit all over the fucking hallway.
The skipping shitter. Well, there's shit dick. There's the shit runner.
Right.
It's
And
like
then,
the kite runner, but like about a kid who shits his pants
Jesus Christ.
and also gets sexually assaulted in an alleyway.
Maybe that's why he shit his pants.
Oh no.
No, girl. The last story I have about shit isn't as graphic.
The last one for today, you mean?
Yeah, the last one for today. There was a girl in my class who her last name was Barton. And she fucking let it rip in class one time. And, of course she's like, oh, who was that? Haha,
Like audibly let
Yes.
it rip.
Yeah, everybody knew it was her because it came from the back of the class. And she was henceforth known as Fartin Barton.
Rip to the rest of her life.
Yeah, she sure ripped it all right.
Oh my God. I'm sure she never got over that too.
I would actually just never live it down because honestly, think about how many moments in your life that you have felt personally embarrassed, but you realize that nobody else probably remembers.
Or gave a shit or was paying attention to you.
Exactly, right? But to be labeled as Fartin Barton, girl.
I mean, that was inevitable. I'm sorry. If your last name is Barton,
I know, come on.
you know you be farting.
She do be farting.
Oh, well, shout out to our friend Fartin Barton. I never had a nickname or anything. Mostly they just called me, disgusting and an abomination, and that freak over there.
The
But-
freak with the hunchback.
Yeah, they never got creative. They never were like, oh, she looks like maybe
A frog on meth who fell into a dumpster, you know.
Yeah, they didn't get that creative. I think that was maybe the extent of it, but I just hold on. I just had a flashback thought when we were talking about porn stars to this one bit I was telling you about one time, but like a porn star in like the 80s or whatever, and he is like getting ready to fuck this chick, right? And he's like, he can't remember his fucking line. So he calls out to someone on set and he's like, line. And then a PA runs over to him
With a line
with a
of
mirror with a line of Coke on it.
But more like
But you can find me alone in my studio apartment.
You can
on
find
the
me-
weekends only.
you can find me in the tub, bottle full of cum. I don't
Give up. Just quit. It's never gonna happen for you. We've been over this how many times?
go shardy. It's your squirt day. We're gonna shitty farty like it's your squirt
Are
day.
we just gonna go through all your fucking parody songs that you have on repeat, rent free in your head?
My arsenal? The only 3 that I can think of.
What the fuck was the other thing you were singing to me today? It was like a patriotic song, wasn't
Oh,
it?
my country tits, Maggie, sweet land of piss and pee, let freedom cream.
Land where my fathers fart.
Land where
my children shart.
oh, land where my father's cream pie.
Land where my fathers.
Land where my creams get pied.
Land where the monsters smash. Land where you eat my ass.
Monsters Mash, right?
Yeah, monsters smash.
Right.
Oh.
Sometimes we make really intense, deep eye contact when we're talking, and it intimidates me.
Oh my God, I didn't close my window.
Oh my God. It is hot in here. I wonder if the mics even pick that up. Like a cock bar.
Let us know if any of y'all have been to Bar Sinister and if you've seen hopefully alive people fucking. If you've seen dead people fucking too, feel free to reach out because I would be interested to check that out.
Yeah, that wets my whistle a little, you know.
Mm-hmm. It is that time of year. If you
is.
see some bones boning each other, give us a shout. We're trying to liven things up a little bit.
Trying to get boned by a bag of bones, you know what I'm saying?
An old person? Really? That's what you're gonna call them? Speaking of ableist, Jillian. Also speaking of, ableism and whatnot, I've been kind of shitting on your poor husband who had to get his hand replaced with a hook.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad about it.
Well, I told him fuck around and find out, and he found out. So in a fit of rage, Yoshi broke Marco's fingers and a bone in the middle of his hand.
Not with her beak though. She found a metal bat somehow. We don't know how she got a hold of it. Marco came home. Jillian just happened to not be there, and
I don't
she
know how she passed those background checks.
To get the bat.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, she could have gotten a gun for like way easier and way less of a hassle, but
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
Target is really cracked down, but Marco arrives and he goes to flip on the light and she's just looking at the window and she's, slowly, meticulously wrapping the bat against the floor.
and Marco was like, "Oh, Yoshi, do you want to play baseball? I didn't know you were so athletic."
And she turns and she goes, "I'd like to play baseball with your nuts." And he goes, no, not my fucking baby makers.
Not the family jewels.
And she just flew into a rage. Literally, she flew at him, started smashing away, and in an attempt to protect his precious nutsack, she hit him in the hand. Which hand is that, by the way?
His right hand.
His masturbating hand.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for him, he had to get it replaced with a hook.
Yeah, there was just no salvaging it. I mean, the bones were basically turned to dust. It was really horrific.
Yeah, I wish that was the worst part of the ordeal too, because Jillian waited hours dealing with the hospital, right?
God. So imagine how stressed and anxious I am, right? I'm waiting. There's just no texts or calls from the doctors, so I don't even know what the progress is.
He could be dead.
Right. Unfortunately, what ended up happening was there was a mix-up at the hospital. Marco was... God, this is really hard to talk about. He was sent in for an adult circumcision because there was a Jewish hospital across the street. He got his fucking foreskin ripped off by a rabbi. And then the rabbi sucked the blood out. I just want to ask for people to send some prayers and thoughts Marco's way as he goes through foreskin regrowth therapy.
Well, and he also now has a vampiric dick, if it wasn't clear.
Mm-hmm.
This not all rabbis are vampires, but this one just happened to be.
Just because it's October, so I think they let the vampiric rabbis out.
It's like pride for, being a vampiric rabbi.
So this is just a really arduous task for Marco because now he has to walk around with like a 20-pound weight hanging from his cock.
In an attempt to regrow the foreskin.
Yeah.
And then his penis is also just starving for blood.
I know.
So.
And he can't help it because he got a fucking hook for a hand.
Mm-hmm. So he goes to jack it and just tears it up even more, and then he has to restart the process. So
I just can't believe. I mean, it's like one of those things that you don't really think about it until it happens to you.
Yeah.
This is why I'm a foreskins rights activist, because of shit like this. How can they let innocent grown men get circumcised?
I mean, I know this is a little conspiracy theory sounding, but is it possible that they found out about his German history and it wasn't a mix-up? Is it possible they heard his accent and saw his face and went, oh.
It would certainly explain a lot. I also don't want to feed the fire of the conspiracy fuel here, but
that Jewish people are giving Germans vampiric penises and giving them adult circumcisions.
Right. In addition to that, there actually was a Korean beauty supplier across the street. Look, I don't want to say there's a connection here.
I mean, but there was a big metal tube connecting the two buildings. So there was a literal connection.
Right. And I asked about it and they're like, no, that's just like an air vent because they have to like ventilate, the air.
Air has to be ventilated. A lot of people don't know that.
Right. And I almost bought that. I really did.
Of course.
Until I saw a special edition skincare item in the store.
I just out of curiosity, because I saw some paparazzi photos, I want to say someone saw Sandra Bullock walking out of there. And looking great, by the way, as she does.
Yeah, no,
but better than normal, if you
Yeah.
catch my drift.
Right.
So just too many little coincidences going on, and because it's Halloween coming up, we thought, what spookier of a story to clue you guys into. I mean, this is real shit happening in the streets of LA.
This is real life.
And the buildings.
You need to be aware. This could literally happen to anybody. Unless you've already been circumcised, then it already
Well,
happened
I
to
wouldn't
you.
even go that far. Who's to say that they couldn't uncircumcise you and then recircumcise you again?
Forced foreskin regrowth.
Mm-hmm. Or if you have a vagina, who's to say they couldn't give you a penoplasty, circumcise it, and uncircumcise it and then circumcise it again in perpetuity.
God.
Nobody's safe is what we're saying. And we here at Relatable, our goal is to tell the people what they need to hear. And right now, you know, we're not fear mongering. We're just getting the truth out there. And the truth is scary sometimes, but it is very real.
And listen, facts don't care about your feelings. So you gotta protect yourself.
Mm-hmm. But we care about your feelings.
Yeah. The moral of the story is don't let your bird get access to metal bats.
And also maybe don't let Johnny Depp's hand surgeon pass you off to a person hell-bent on giving you a vampiric penis.
Right.
Jillian actually let me in on this tidbit of information after Marco had his fucking surgery.
Well, because we found out right after.
Girl, the way I screamed. So whatever, Marco has a vampiric dick, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
We went over all that. What we did not discuss yet is maybe perhaps the key to all this is that his surgeon for his poor little smashed hand was Johnny Depp's hand surgeon from when Amber Heard smashed it with a fucking bottle.
I know. The same doctor who then testified in court about how awful the hand injury was. Although, I gotta say, I mean, maybe it's just because Johnny's a celebrity. Like, he got to keep his hand, you know? I don't know why Marco had to sacrifice his for a hook.
What was weird, too, is Margot told you afterwards, like, the things the doctor would say to him on the side, you know, before they went into surgery. Like, you're married, right? She like bottles? And have a good pitching arm?
Good aim. Or maybe not so great aim, but just okay enough to maybe slice a tip of your finger off.
A human hand? And Marco was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he was like, right. Oh, of course. I don't either. What am I saying? We are, as much as we're jokey, Marco's surgeon was actually
No,
Johnny
he was,
Depp's
yeah.
hand. Okay, we're fucking for real.
Yeah, he was actually Johnny Depp's surgeon. So, you know, fucking that's what happens when you go to a hospital in LA.
I would have asked him for a signature.
He like signed it in the stitches.
Did he sign his cast?
No, dude, they gave him a fucking black cast.
That is fucked up, dude. That's the only good thing about having a cast, is having people sign it in Sharpie.
Well,
and draw penises on it.
I know, right?
And clits.
I asked Marco if he specifically got that color so no one could sign it, and he didn't confirm or deny, but I think that's probably why.
Well, considering what drunk men tend to do around each other when they have a Sharpie without a cast involved, I don't blame him. I mean,
I don't want to have someone writing shit on my cast with a Sharpie that's been up their asshole.
Dude, you can never be too safe with what you choose to share with people, because people will find a way to turn it into something gross and wrong. Like when I sent Jillian a picture of my beautiful little pumpkin spice bath bomb, she turned it into
I just pointed out what was obviously there, which was Lauren was holding her bath bomb in her hand as it was like fizzing in the I almost said in the toilet.
Well, I was bathing in the toilet that evening. I just thought I'd change it up.
you did like the pre-soak in the toilet and then you got into the tub.
I gave myself a little foot soak. What's wrong about that?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Thank you.
So you had the fizzy bath bomb and I just immediately saw a little butthole. So
And pussy.
And a pussy. So, of course, I drew the butthole and the pussy.
But like butthole on top, pussy on the bottom. Like
Yeah.
someone's bending over.
Yeah, like someone's bending over from behind. And unless you have your asshole in the front, which I'm sorry. So I saw a little butthole and a pussy. And then I was like, wait a minute, there's more here. And I was like, kind of like it looks like someone's like spreading their ass cheeks. So I drew like little arms. And then Lauren said it looked like a frog. So I drew little frog legs.
So I take this picture of my wonderful little bath bomb, and Jillian sends me progress photos of her art creation, turning it into a frog spreading its ass cheeks with its fat fucking pussy facing the camera.
Blowing you a little chocolate starfish kiss.
And I've never sent her a photo since.
It's fine.
Dude, remember when we went through that phase where I made that discovery that when you take a picture straight on facing you, a selfie, and you tilt your head up, to where your chin is facing the sky, you look like a dickhead.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, if guys, I want you all to try this at home. So take a selfie, lift your head up, chin to the sky, and if you look, your neck will become the shaft, the bottom of your chin will become the head, and then your chin will become the tip.
Right.
And if you'd like, you can get creative, draw a little semen sprouting,
Or pee, or both.
or pee, or peeman, or C. However you like to call it. You can add some hair to the, well, you can draw balls, or you can add veins to the shaft. Honestly, might prefer it to carving pumpkins this year. Just put a printout of your dick chin, and
it's a cost-effective, creative way to do something a little spooky, scary.
yeah, do some arts and crafts. You can involve your kids. You know, everyone can have their own dick chin, and really get creative with it.
Yeah.
I've learned from last year's experience with my moldy pumpkins, at least, maybe to not carve them and then leave them out in the sun after it rains and let them bake in a natural sense. So I got some fairy tale pumpkins. I realized that the green one is just an unripe orange one, so it's slowly turning orange and ruining my whole aesthetic.
Yeah. I got some pumps,
Some cans,
some cans.
some pumpies. What kind of pumps? Pumps.
I got a little like Cinderella, like one of the little like brown fairy tale ones. And then I got a orange. It's not like a regular orange pumpkin. It's like an heirloom.
Of course. 'Cause
Pumpkin.
we don't do the basic bitch shit.
Well, I did
around
get a
here.
basic one because I do have
Okay.
the intention of carving that. So are we doing like a Halloween video this year?
I don't know. Are we, guys? What do you think?
No.
Didn't you have an idea about doing a Mothman video on roller skates?
Yeah, I still need your help with that.
We could still do that. Like, there's time.
You know
But-
the like YMCA like
Yeah.
Mothman.
I'm more than happy to help you make that. And we have some Let's Play stuff that we're going to film tomorrow that is going to be fun, kind of Halloween-y. And we also have a fun movie review thing going on. So, but I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for like Halloween season and doing some
too.
fun stuff.
I really enjoy the Let's Plays, especially editing them. Like I have a lot of fun with that. But
Yeah, we've seen them.
how many times can I add a fart sound effect?
Not enough.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just you farting into the mic.
An actual fucking
Shitting
fart.
your pants.
No, I do like scary games, and I like the idea of playing them during a designated scary time. But in today's world, it's always scary. Anyway,
The game of life is scary enough.
I played Dead Space, which took me literal months
And
to
you
complete.
cried and
I
had to go
cried
to
and
therapy.
shit and cum all over the place. And I tried streaming it for a while, and it was really difficult.
Well, have you tried creaming it? It's actually the new cool way to stream.
Instead of on Twitch, it's on Snatch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
So actually, we're thinking about making a snatch cream. So if you guys want to check us out over there, you can find us at Relatable at Snatch.
Penis.fart.
Yeah. Well, we have a couple domains just because we thought we'd get a little creative, but one of them is clownpenis.fart, which you can definitely visit and is a real website. But if you don't know what we're talking about, check out, it's an SNL sketch with Chris Parnell. It's like when the internet came out, we were a little slow to get a domain name, which we later found out was an important thing to do. So if you need legal support, you can visit us at clownpenis.fart. At clownpenis.fart, you'll find it's just, we broke it down. It's the fucking perfect combination of words.
It really is.
Because you have clown penis, which is great. But if it was clownpenis.com, you'd expect that.
It doesn't land. It's like whatever.
Of course, you'd have to really dig into the bottom of the barrel and get a .fart. We should have made our fucking website that.
Relatable.fart.
Relatable podcast show with Jillian and Lauren, two 20-somethings crawling around LA like worms.
Dot
Fart.
fart.
Yeah.
I love that.
I do too.
So this is like a little off topic, but Lauren's been really supportive through the whole like Marco hook hand, penis circumcision regrowth situation.
Yeah. I mean, it made me think of the whole like car doorman hook hand
I know,
story. And
exactly.
it touched my heart.
Yeah. So in honor of that, I actually got you a little gift.
What?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me grab it.
Okay. I'm kind of scared. Oh my God.
Okay. Hold on.
Stop.
Here it is. It's a loaf of homemade bread.
Oh my God. You made this?
Yeah.
What the fuck? How?
Well, it's a funny story. The little bakers that live in my pussy had an excess amount of yeast. So they just like whipped it up. And I thought, wow, what a perfect gift.
You've had your own Keebler elves this entire time?
Look, I didn't want to say anything because it's like, once the FDA finds out about that kind of stuff, you really have to jump through a bunch of hurdles and everything.
No, of course.
It's just, normally like I just eat the stuff or like I feed it to Gizmo or whatever.
Right.
I just wanted to share the wealth. Truthfully, I was so shocked because normally the Keebler elves are pretty, good tenants and they're quiet, but I was just, like something like wasn't feeling right. And lo and behold, there was just a bunch of extra yeast and they just started making bread.
That's incredible. Is that where the mariachi music has been coming from this entire time?
I have been under the impression that yes, they rent it out every Saturday, the space out to a mariachi band. So yes.
But they're not playing. There are other elves that come from
Yeah.
someone else's.
They hold like a little like concert.
And your elves are, they're not Latino.
No, and they're not musicians by any
Of
stretch of the
course,
word.
no.
They're bakers through and through. So
Right. So they wouldn't have the cultural background to
No.
be able to play.
No, they
mariachi
they
music.
just enjoy it. They like to immerse themselves in other cultures.
Cultural appreciation.
Exactly.
I love
exactly. They get it.
They really do. I can tell, and I heard them celebrating. I was getting a little annoyed, right? But now that I know that your elves are happy and thriving, and I wish the same for my own elves.
Yeah. I mean, my elves love to support brown and black owned businesses, and
I'm still trying to teach my elves that it's okay for gay people to get married. So I can only hope that one day they can be as woke as yours.
love
This
is
is
love.
true.
I mean, fuck. I really think you should show them that Macklemore song one more time. Maybe it'll change their minds.
I've forced them to listen to it on repeat for the past 72 hours, and I don't know. I'm hopeful.
Well, it sounds like they're making progress, so
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
good. But have they stopped burning crosses on your lawn?
They haven't made that much progress.
Okay. I mean, it's the little steps, right?
For sure.
At least they stopped taking your bed sheets and cutting little holes out of them, right? And wearing them to the they didn't stop that. Okay. Just keep the Macklemore song on repeat. I'm sure it'll be fine. It takes a little bit of time.
Yeah. Honestly, Jill, this has been such a wonderful time, enlightening, incredibly surprised and touched by this wonderful gift, which thank you so much.
When the next time I come over, I'll have to give you some butter made from my breast milk, and you can spread it on top.
You're too much. Oh my God. Well, this has been Relatable episode 43. We are about to go check out the highly acclaimed Triangle of Sadness, which is what most men call my pussy. And we will see you in a couple weeks.
Oh my God. Oh my God, they're playing. Yes. Yes, Keebler elves.